Hello world. I will take you through my newsroom process that I showed you in the past, and if you look at my video history, and I was able to build a Telegram agent. That's the only communication channel I'm using, and it can do everything OpenClaw did, and in my opinion, a little bit better. So let me kind of take you through this. So this is called the Coding CLI claw or CC claw. I like saying that, it's funny. And what it is, it's a multiple coding tools CLIs that act as the backend agent. Initially, I started with Cloud Code, and that was called CC, that the origin of the name, Cloud Code Claw. But then I decided to add more coding tools, including, as I mentioned, Claude, Gemini, Codex, and even Cursor. And this is fully controlled by Telegram. I am going all in because Telegram is the way I control my OpenClaw. And by the way, here's my OpenClaw. It's still alive, but I stripped it from all its capability. And now essentially what it's doing is just scanning from news continuously every couple of hours for my newsroom. And when I say newsroom, so as mentioned, I have this Telegram channel. If you want to join, I'll be more than happy if you join me. And this is if you want to, join, this is the name of the channel. And this is if you want to scan with your phone, if you're watching on your computer, this is how you join. And you can see that I've been posting news here, and everything that you see here, all these news, they're essentially being curated by the agent. They are identified, they're scanned. We continuously scan multiple sources, including GitHub and Reddit and major media sites and some specific X accounts. And then I get a report with top stories that are aligned to my taste. After that, we craft together the post. We have a standard. You can see, for example, we have my style is to start with a bold headline, and for easy reading, at least for me, because I build it for myself and hope others will enjoy, I'm separating the lines with spaces, and sometimes when it makes sense, I add why it matters element. This is more or less what it does, and I'll show you the workflow. It's pretty neat. So let me take you through my news workflow. How do I get from a proposal for a URL to investigate, and how do I take this into a full-blown post that you see on my channel? Again, let's go, for example, over here. So let's see what ServiceNow says agentic will redefine work. Okay, that seems interesting. So let me take that. I'm going to copy. This is my newsroom. So you can see my newsroom has multiple elements on the top. These are called forum topics in Telegram. So this is where all my news scans are being sent by the cron job. I have a cron job. Oh, by the way, let me show you. So if I'll go to jobs, you can see all my cron jobs will show up here. And you can see I have my news scanner, my daily channel status that shows me my YouTube information. I have GitHub that looks for my GitHub repos and tell me if I have PRs and issues that I need to take care of. And this is the reflection, the night reflection element. Let's see which model I'm dealing with here. So I have Gemini Flash. Yeah, usually the cheap models are pretty good because I have a very tight skill that is covering end to end what to do, and you'll see that. So let's kind of ask it. So draft for, and I'll paste what I copied. So now the backend, or in this case, it's going to be Flash 3, is going to look at what I shared. It's going to read the skill it's supposed to read. Let's see if it's going to do it. So let's see. I think it's going directly into reading it. So in this time, it didn't read. So maybe I should tell it, oh, and we'll do that. Make sure to use the newsroom skill, and I'll send that. And that's another thing I added, where you send a message, you can either let it queue to wait in the turn, or you know what, abort and just do it. Oops, do it right now. Let me just close that. So I'll just let it queue. Here it is. But again, I think he did it really quickly. It's just saying this is the image prompt is going to send to the Gemini. I said, no, make sure to read the skill. So now it's following the skills because I know now it's the right process, where it first needs to make sure there is no deduplication of this story with other stories I posted on the channel. You kind of see some of the stories. It's loading my voice skill and it's reading some related context. So we have the concept of skills and also extra context because I don't want to load too much into the skill. So if it needs to read a little bit more how to do newsroom elements, for example, how to create an image or what's the format or what's the ideal kind of nuances, that's usually done in the context. And you can see it's using the news workflow skill. And it's going to use a whiteboard because some things I noticed, for example, is when I worked on a bunch of stories with an agent and it ran out of usage. And then I switched to another agent and there was no record of what the draft was, where the image was saved, what was the link for the staging. I created something called a whiteboard where the agent will use the whiteboard to log its activity. Like where is the draft, where is the image if it was generated, and where it's going to be available. Let's see if it's going to do it. I can check status, make sure everything is okay because again, and by the way, you can see the context. And by the way, what you saw happening on the screen, this popped up. This is the staging channel because I need to make sure that the agent is not doing mistakes. We send the draft to this channel. So you can see already there are mistakes, right? Like it didn't follow the proper formatting. That happens often with Flash, but I will ask it to fix it and you'll see it's going to do inline editing. And usually what I do, I review this. I make sure that the link is okay. It's aligned to the story. I need to really read this. It's a little bit too wordy for my opinion. So let me go back and tell this to the agent. So there are a few issues. One, the formatting is off. So fix that. And the story itself is a little bit too wordy. This is for Telegram. So please make it more concise, informative, and a little bit punchy using my voice. So I send that to the agent. And if we go back, so agent received that, it's supposed to do in-place edit of that story. Let's give it a few seconds to do that. And we'll see if we'll be able to figure this out. And there we go. So it fixed it. You can see the formatting is now better. I don't think it changed a lot in the wording but let's see what it says. Dude, yeah, the markdown. It said pure markdown instead of HTML. Did you send this to Perplexity for fact checks? So we also have the ability, and I build a lot of tools, Perplexity MCP that you probably seen on my channel. I have also Google Search MCP, and I have the Notebook LM MCP for research. And I have a lot of, so you can see right now, it's sending this to the Perplexity MCP to get feedback on the accuracy because I don't want to put false information. I'm asking the agent, and only after that, then I will do my final review. I will read the post, make sure it's aligned, and you can see it says all core claims are verified, and all I need to do is to read and approve it or not. So give me a minute or two. Let me just kind of review this draft, make sure it's okay, and we'll show you the next step of this evolution, what happens when I send this to approval, because there are a few more things that happen as part of this workflow beyond sending this to the main news channel. So I'll just pause the recording and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. So we've done some edits. Now it's a little bit more aligned to how I would like it to be and the language. From my perspective, this is now good to go into the main channel. So let me go back into the agent and let me ask it. And you'll see what I'm going to say and what happens after. Okay, the draft is good for main and also push to buffer draft. So what's going to happen right now, the agent is going to take the approved draft from the test channel and post it with the, over here, you can see already popped. And let me just close this. And here it is. And it also automatically adds emoji. And now, if I go back, you'll see the agent is doing other things in the background. And here we go. So it says it posted it and it's available for, and it cleaned up the whiteboard, right? Because we don't want to keep stuff in the whiteboard. So we are done with this. It moved on. Whiteboard is clean. What it did, it sent us to Buffer. And Buffer, if you're not familiar, it's an awesome service that allows you to connect For example, I have my LinkedIn and X accounts connected to this. Everything I push to my main channel, a copy is also sent to LinkedIn and to X. So for example, you can see here, I don't have anything because I said put it in draft. I could say put in buffer queue, and then the post will be scheduled based on one of the next available windows that I defined in buffer social. You can see here's the story, right? So I can expand it, make sure. But what we are doing, we're not doing a straight copy, because there's some elements that I need to worry about in the respected platform. For example, if you saw on the main channel, we use hyperlinks for the sources, right? So if I go here, you'll see this is a hyperlink. This format doesn't support. It's not supported on LinkedIn. What we are doing, we are stripping the URL. We are removing the source name and just putting the name of the source news outlet and the link. And of course, this is also to promote my channel. So everybody on LinkedIn and also on X will see it. We append this with boldness. I can add it to queue, and that will go into the queue if I wanted, or I can just go and do publish now. And I could do the same thing here. Usually I would go directly into the queue, but I still don't trust the agents because they still mistake sometimes. But everything is done with scripts. So there's no room for God to use this tag or that tag. They have clear instructions in the skills to use a predefined Python scripts that includes everything. All they need to do is to use the tag draft or publish now or queue. It will take everything in. And this platform has an API and MCP. So my agent is already loaded with the API. So this is how the agent talks directly to this buffer platform. Again, I could do the same here. I could just say publish now, and that will send it immediately to my X account. You can go here. Here it is. The same story that you saw on my Telegram channel, here it is showing up on my X account. That's one. And let's kind of check quickly that how it looks on LinkedIn. Click on here. I don't think I'm logged in, but at least you can see the public preview. So this is how the post looks like. And this is I have a corresponding LinkedIn company page, the same story, the same image, everything is available. That's what I wanted to show you. I hope to have more information and updates on this project and when it'll become available. Everything on the chat, how to join my Telegram channel for the news will be in the description. Hopefully that was interesting, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.
I spotlight illuminating the future of AI.